Welcome one and all to Madtown here in Madison, which with a wide Wisconsin smile that we greet you from one of America's heritage soccer venues. The unmistakable Breese Stevens Field awaits with bated breath for some of the top attacking talent in the USL League One. For forward Madison, Stephen Honor leads the line, 3 goals on the year. Blake Bowen in sizzling form for Corpus Christi, 2 goals last time out against the reigning champs, 1 knocks. All that on display. Much more here to come. This is the USL League One. Pink Parade in full procession here as today's fixture is presented by Dairyland Insurance. It's forward Madison. It's Corpus Christi with the former pro. I am Peyton Gallagher. He is Ricky Lopez Aspen. And this is the flock in full formation as everybody files into the venue ahead of tonight's match. We take a look at the table for Madison FC. 11th in that table right now. 10 points total, but they've not been able to play a home match in the league so far this year. They return home to their nest to face this Corpus Christi team that have failed to find victory, what is now a historic 9 matches in their commencement to proceedings as a professional club. But Ricky, as we take a look at how forward Madison have fared against expansion teams, a little bit of a mixed bag. They'll hope to have their sharpest edge against Corpus Christi today.
When a team is new to USL League One, a team that's searching for identity, that is always the pinpoint to find success early on. Corpus Christi is struggling with that. And forward Madison, talking about their identity, when they first came into USL League One, they were really experienced. They had a lot of big-time players, but they've changed the way that they like to approach the game. A lot younger and a lot more inexperienced, but first game at home, an opportunity to pick up points.
They will not be taking lightly this Corpus Christi team who, yes, have failed to find a win. And that will hang over them heading into this game. But they've been close, and it feels like they're maybe catching the updraft.
Results are not an indication of performances for this Corpus Christi side. A side that does a really good job at creating opportunities, but now you need to be a little bit more efficient, especially in that final third. And your box defending, especially here at a very good, difficult place to play, going to be the foundation to keep yourself into this match.
That will be the monkey on their back, trying to find that first win and break that streak that is now historic, but maybe some propulsion for them, as they have been much better, Ricky, these last 4 or 5 games.
When you're trying to search for that first win in league history for Corpus Christi, you need to be ruthless in the box. You need to take your opportunities, and you need to be clinical and composed in the attacking third and off the ball, being very compact. You look at this last result against Fort Wayne, against 1 Knox, there's signs of glimpses of how good can they be, but now they're looking for consistency.
Lost out on the victory against 1 Knox on the final kick of the game. They are that close enough to taste it, as they are nose to nose against forward Madison. When we return, it's Corpus Christi FC and forward Madison in the USL League One. The fireworks start when we return.
Welcome to Madison, Wisconsin, home of Just Coffee, a worker cooperative roasting fresh, quality, 100% fair trade coffee for over 20 years. We work with farmers from grower co-ops all over the world to support their communities as well as ours. Experience the fair trade difference yourself. Just Coffee. We do justice from the grounds up.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget. And 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
Kick your excitement into high gear with the Nissan Kicks. Zimbrick Nissan. Find more kicks to choose from. Zimbrick Nissan. From people who know kicks inside and out. Zimbrick Nissan at the best kicks price. Zimbrick Nissan. Save more and shop more selection at Zimbrick Nissan, Madison's favorite Nissan dealer. Get a Kicks with Nissan Safety Shield 360 and intelligent all-wheel drive. At Zimbrick Eastside off High Crossing. Best of Madison and People's Choice winner 2024.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. A crackle in the air. Anticipation builds out of this match between Corpus Christi and Forward Madison. Processions are brought to you by Dairyland Insurance, as the match itself is as well. Forward Madison, Corpus Christi. Ricky, we start with the lineup for Matt Glazer on the home side. This group excited to play in front of their home fans for the first time in the league this year.
You're looking at that front three of Carmichael, Noah, and Gebhardt. Look for them to put a lot of pressure on this Corpus Christi side. Noah's going to stay as high as he possibly can to try to occupy the two center backs and the width and the verticality of Gebhardt and Carmichael on the wide parts of the field.
On the other side of things, Eamon Zayed, his first year, everybody's first year with Corpus Christi. This season, this is what he's gone with. 2 changes. Big one, James Talbot back in goal today. Logan Erb going back to Houston Dynamo Dos. Only the 2 changes in this group for the last match against One Knox.
You win the midfield battle, you find success. Patrick Langlois and Andrew Booth, really key first 10-15 minutes to settle into this match.
Nacho Abial back into the team today for Corpus Christi. A player Eamon Zayed felt like could maybe carry some of that attacking load and get this group in gear in hostile confines. Forward Madison wearing special kits today to pay tribute to the long and storied history of the venue they call home, Reese Stevens Field. They're in the navy with the sash. Corpus Christi, white tops, blue bottoms. Ricky, you played in this venue. You know exactly how close all the supporters are. Feel the heat, breath coming down on top of you. This atmosphere is one to contend with for Corpus Christi. Good look at Derek Gebhardt, the all-time leading scorer for Forward Madison, one of only 2 players brought back from last year's vintage. Disappointing season for Matt Glazer and his men a year ago. This Forward Madison team still trying to find the groove in 2026. Center official today is Lottie Asaka Black. She will blow her whistle and turn the light green. And away we go from Madtown. Forward Madison, Corpus Christi FC. Forward Madison, 3 consecutive losses in all competitions, trying to snap out of that slump. Corpus Christi, of course, trying to find their first ever league home win, or league win in general, I should say, having endured the longest such stretch by any club, failing to find all 3 points to start their tenure in USL League One. With the former pro once more, Ricky Lopez Aspen, I am Peyton Gallagher. This should have plenty of excitement to offer today, Corpus Christi and Forward Madison. Working through tight quarters here. Well, the min goes and the whistle goes.
Really good start here for Forward Madison. Really quick between the lines, and 2 minutes in, an opportunity to really test this back line of Corpus Christi. You're looking at right between that 6-yard box and penalty mark in terms of the desired location within the service.
Looks like it's a pair of players over the ball. Jackson Castro being one of them. They're calling McCamey. Forward Madison are the only team in the USL League One that have scored more goals this year from dead balls than they have from open play. 5-4 on that split. And James Talbot just re-entered back into the team in goal. An early test. Dumped in. It met its mark at the near post, but guided high by Ryan Carmichael. Goal kick.
Difficult for Carmichael to deal with this amount of pace on this service. As his ball comes in, driven in, just need to redirect it and really test Talbot here. A good start 2 minutes in for forward Madison.
Just a glance at the injury report tonight. This is presented by UW Health Sports Medicine. None reported for Corpus Christi, still without Pearson Fuso today as he works back with some concussion-like symptoms. A couple center backs unavailable for Matt Glazer as A.J. Edwards as well as Turner Humphrey not in the team today. They've had to battle injuries all the way throughout forward Madison. A long road trip to start the year. Matt Glazer called it the most difficult period he's had as a coach. Ricky, you've worked with Matt Glazer prior in your playing career. You know that's a pretty still-willed guy. Big thing for him to say. Speaks to the adversity that Madison have dealt with in the early going.
7 games away from home, really difficult.
Testing in the box, it will not stick for Corpus Christi, and a chance for you to extend that point.
And 3 minutes in, good opportunity for Corpus Christi. It's 7 minutes in, 7 games into the season for Matt Glazer and this forward Madison side. Really difficult to find any sort of momentum when you're continuing to travel, you're continuing to sleep in hotels and dealing with all the adversity that comes with that. So it's an opportunity to start to build some momentum here at Breese Stevens, where they've been so successful historically.
Set pieces likely to be some degree of a key today, as Thomas Rittendale is over the ball for the Sharks of Corpus Christi. At the back stick, Cerritos was attempting the spectacular. Never much of a real threat, and although it looked like for a moment Derek Gebhardt might be underway, it is a throw in to come. Joust for it at the near touchline, and his play comes to a standstill. A chance to look at tonight's keys to the match presented by Burrish Group at UBS. And Ricky, the big thing for you in this one is the energy that Madison can feed off in the early going.
We continue to talk about the environment here, and the fans obviously very close in proximity, so you're going to feed off of that energy. And if you are a visiting side, exploiting the wide channels, understanding that forward Madison, yes, they like to be expansive. Yes, they like to throw numbers forward. So a lot of times they can leave themselves vulnerable going back the other way. So if you have the ability to pick up a ball, changing the point of attack and playing direct, you can find success.
Speaking of direct, Colin McCamey going straight away. That was something Eamon Zayed on the wide channels point. Felt like Corpus Christi might have a bit of a tactical advantage there. Felt like the fullbacks of forward Madison maybe can have a little bit of a blind spot behind them. But that being said, we've seen Madison most naturally deploy a back three throughout the year. It does look like McCamey is not functioning as a left-sided center back in a three. He's truly the left back so far.
Just gives you more numbers and more fluidity within your possession. Saw the first action of the game playing wide. You create an overload, then you come back centrally to draw a foul. A little bit of flexibility here for forward Madison shown.
Team that historically under Matt Glazer has dominated the ball. Down about 8.8% possession, which is one of the 3 largest single season drops between 2 years in the history of USL League One this year. They are enjoying much of it early going as A.J. Patterson puts in a clean tackle there. Andrew Booth, excuse me. I believe A.J. Patterson was a teammate of Andrew Booth with Charleston Battery some years ago. 6 minutes in, we have a stoppage in play. Does seem like a Mingo's player is ailing here. That is the leading goal scorer, Stephen Honor. Scored last time out in that loss against Charlotte Independence. Very pacey, dynamic player, and it does look like he's back on fine footing now. Second ball to be won in the mid-park. For a moment, it looked like it would be by Castro, but summoned back down by Corpus Christi.
As we are seeing Corpus Christi play very direct into that front line early on in this game. winning second ball is really important for either one of these sides. So if you are Romanchin or Castro, the ball gets by, you need to drop. You need to eliminate the ability to keep the ball higher up the field for Corpus Christi. So the positioning of the double pivot for forward Madison off the ball, really important as well.
A bit of a hectic rhythm so far. Slip wide, a chance on for forward Madison, and a strong stop provided by James Talbot. It was Eddie Manjoma who was knocking at the door.
Fantastic action here from Carmichael. The ability to receive the ball with his hips open allows Manjoma to be really aggressive and very direct. First touch bops up a little bit, but what a fantastic save that is from Talbot down to his right-hand side to make himself big and deny what could have been the opener for forward Madison.
His first start in 6 matches, gets that first save out of the way. Corner kick provided by Canopy Wealth Management and provided into a dangerous area on the twist and turned in. Stephen Honor, and it's 1-0 to the Mingos.
One of the keys of coming into this game was feeding off of the energy in the stands here. Using this environment as the 12th man. And how do you do that? Stick the ball in the back of the net early. Phenomenal technique here from Honor. Composure to let this ball drop, especially around the traffic, and he's the first to react. Picks this ball up, lets it drop, and just ropes into the top corner. And a 10 out of 10 landing as well. Advantage for Madison within the first 9 minutes here.
4 goals for the young man in his first year in USL League One, making a name, certainly making himself known. Good first impression in front of these folks. And that is massively important as well as you look at how Corpus Christi have been injured this year. 5 goals now conceded from corner kicks. That is the most in the division, and more than that, that is now the 5th goal scored by forward Madison from a corner, which is also leading the league.
It's going to frustrate Eamon's eye the way that you concede this opening goal, because yes, we can talk about tactics, yes, we can talk about X and O's, but when it comes down to defending set pieces, that is all about responsibility and accountability and willingness to win your individual duels. Especially here on the road, you get punished with any single mistake. Next 5 minutes to play, so back into this game. Important for Corpus Christi.
Certainly shakes up the game script. Not the start that Eamon Zayed would have been hoping for. Slung wide for Eddie Manjoma. Alexis Cerrito supplying the pressure. This is much more like the Madison that we've come to know down the years. Just taking the air out of the game and monopolizing possession. Gebhardt dropping deep for a touch. They're just prying all the avenues open. Andrew Booth steps in and intervenes. That's a clever pass wide, unfortunately just with too much carriage and beyond the reach of Patrick Langlois. This message is brought to you by TrueStage. TrueStage offers insurance and financial services built to support life's many stages. Whether it's protecting today, planning for tomorrow, or preparing for what's ahead, TrueStage helps people move forward with confidence. Learn more about insurance, financial solutions designed for real life at TrueStage.com. A little bit careless there by Gebhardt, but no punishment in the immediate sense, and foul is awarded. So far this year, Corpus Christi are not a team that have been living in the opposition end. Second lowest field tilt at this point in the campaign. That's an advanced number that just measures the amount of play in your games that's taking place in your half versus the opponent's. Just about 40% for them. So they won't be in a place that is unfamiliar, but the problem is Now they need to start running downhill down the goal. Ricky, as a player, when you're in a slump as a team and really struggling, you mentioned Corpus Christi yet to get a victory in their first 9 games, the most by any team in League One history to start out as a franchise, and then you fall behind. How do you keep the demeanor in the right place to go and chase a game?
It's all about the mentality. It's all about the leadership within the locker room, understanding that you need to go back to basics, and doing that, win your first individual duel, have a clean first touch, connect your first couple passes, then just really sloppy within the back. There need to be communication there between the 2 center backs and the goalkeeper there. You cannot allow to gift for Madison a second goal here.
One of the many eccentricities of this age-old ground, something forward Madison will know quite well. You see exactly how long the shadow cast is toward Corpus Christi right now. They are absolutely looking into the glare of the sun. They've looked unbalanced in their own end.
Yeah, unable to really find any sort of rhythm. You're looking at the players centrally between Dietrich, Andrew Booth, Patrick Langlois. They need to do a really good job at understanding if you can drop one deep, you bait out that forward Madison midfield line, and then you allow players such as Cerrito, Sabile, and Bowen to have a little bit more freedom in terms of their positioning. But right now, unable to play through this press of forward Madison.
Well, they called Blake Bowen's name, if at all, so far, coming off that 2-goal performance against 1 Knox. Into the area by Booth, and cued away. Sloping over the head of Booth into the box. He gets free, cuts it back. Off a Karov and cleared. Jackson Castro putting a final foot to it. And off to the races. It's Ryan Carmichael who catches up. Clever ball ahead. Castro and Carmichael doing the dance. Carmichael still coming. It's Carmichael, it's blocked. Falling at the feet of Anor. Clipped wide, saved by Talbot again. It was Ngubu. Gave it a punch. It's into the corner to chase Reddy Munjoma. It's a bombardment inside the first quarter hour, as that will be a well-welcomed foul for the Sharks.
Again, just a spacing for Corpus Christi all over the place. You cannot allow Carmichael to get this ball in the half turn and just drive at your back line. Again, Talbot doing a fantastic job at keeping his side into this game with another big save.
Very easily, without the heroics of the goalkeeper, could be 3-0 at this stage already. A little bit nervous ball back from Colin McCamey to the goalkeeper, who's not taking any chances there. JT Harms, ironically, puts it out of harm's way without any chance for Corpus Christi to make any mischief there. Fumbled away by Booth. Munjoma coming back after basically missing all of last year with injury. Only played 4 games. Had his first goal contribution in over a year last time out. That's Charlotte Independence, had the assist to the opener. Very talented player that was part of that Phoenix Rising team that won the USL Championship. We started that final 2023. As for now, it's Abial, whose cross comes across the goal mouth, but nobody's held.
That's an opportunity that if you are one of the attacking players, you need to do a better job at having 2 different runs, because right there, 2 players make that same run and across that near post. Abiel doing a really good job at picking up his head and just lifting this ball to the back post. Those are opportunities when you're playing on the road that you need to capitalize on if you are Corpus Christi.
And it is the first time, though, that we've seen Corpus Christi get into that pressure point area that Ayman Zayed described, over the shoulders, the outside shoulders of the center backs.
Yeah, the 2 outside backs got caught really high forward Madison, so you play direct into the wide channels. And that was one of the biggest keys to be successful in this match. Do all the hard work of getting yourself into that final third, but just need to be a little bit cleaner in around that 18-yard box.
Castro. Romashin. Ranging for it is Anor. will meet the moment first. A splash of skill, but not enough to get by the marker. Well, the second ball is belonging to forward Madison, though. Cage Romashin. Castro providing. Off a skipping, cleared away by Shannon Gomez, but faultily so. Gebhardt attaching himself, and now Carmichael. It's hit the referee, who's not inclined to stop it. So with forward Madison, Castro with lift and wide for Manjoma. A collision there that could have been worse, and it's out for a corner.
Does not need to stop the play, the referee, because the ball did not change possession. And again, Eddie Manjoma causing all sorts of issues. So Corpus Christi in that back line from his right wing back position has the license to push forward to get himself higher up the field, and another dangerous set piece in favor of the home side.
They scored on the last corner kick. They have scored the most in the division. Forward Madison. Wide eyes here, and it's not fully done away with just yet. The second entry. Stiffly done away with at the near post. Manjoma sloping in over the reach of his intended target and into the hands of James Talbot, who has much more than pleasantry to exchange. Forward Madison player that was in retreat. Turn on the CBS Sports Network on Saturday, May 30th for a USL Championship battle. The top of the Eastern Conference is the reigning Players' Shield winner Louisville City, needing a win desperately as they host unbeaten Tampa Bay Rowdies at 7 p.m. Eastern. Catch all the action on the CBS Sports Network. 3 straight losses for Louisville at this point in the campaign, and what Dom Casciano's doing, manager that both these coaches are well acquainted with what he's capable of. It's a good sign for the pathway between USL League One, USL Championship. A lot of former League One graduates in that Tampa Bay squad as well.
And it's not only players, it's coaches as well, trying to make the jump. Casciano doing a fantastic job within his roster, bringing players that he's comfortable with and knows exactly who they are on and off the field. Ability to create a culture at Tampa Bay. Going to be interesting. Can they do it at Lynn Family Stadium? Because that is not an easy place to play. Game of the weekend in the championship there.
It should be an encouraging sign for forward Madison as well. We're talking about a Tampa Bay team very similar to forward Madison. Brought back the fewest returning players of any team in the USL Championship. Forward Madison are trying to do, excluding the expansion clubs.
In championship and League One, it is just so important to pick up points when you play at home. And so this stretch of the season for forward Madison, so important for Matt Glazer and company to continue to push up the League One table.
I'm sure a lot of the road wear melts away when you score a goal inside the first 10 minutes as well. Keeney plays pass into a dangerous area and maybe starting to work out the combination of the lock a little bit. Corpus Christi. Shannon Gomez shuffling in towards the final phase, and the ball is biteless. And Gubu slots it into a dangerous area. Nobody's there to stop Castro. Crashing in now is Carmichael. This shot is blocked on the way. Again, it is another instance of attack from Ryan Carmichael at the tip of the spear.
But just so much time and space for Castro to pick up his head. About 40 yards between lines. Great ball here.
Carmichael, a North thought about the bicycle kick, just hovered beyond his reach and away by Andrew Booth.
Fantastic movement from Carmichael to use momentum to his favor. But as he tries to come back across his body, Ruska doing a really good job at supplying some coverage for his goalkeeper. But if you are Zayed and the visiting side, if you are going to repress, you need to do it together. The last thing that you can have happen is about 30 to 40 yards of space in between lines. Forward Madison just has too much talent. They'll hurt you.
It is shocking watching Corpus Christi right now and how unorganized they are. Another moment there in which, unimpeded, Gebhardt's able to get hold of it and go for goal and score. The winningest player in forward Madison history, Derek Gebhardt, their captain. The Flock end explodes, and it's 2-0. Another for the all-time leading goal scorer for forward Madison, Derek Gebhardt.
We just talked about the shape or lack thereof of Corpus Christi. Just notice left side of your screen, about 40 yards for Gebhardt to pick up this ball, get it on the half turn, and we're about from 25 yards out. No one applies pressure. A player of his quality, a player of his experience is always going to find this bottom corner, strikes it extremely well. Head down, lays through this ball, bending away from Talbot, and just like that, forward Madison double their lead here in the first half.
Scoring goals has been a habit for that man, Derek Gebhardt. In many ways, a quintessential goal from him, as it is presented by Alexis in the sense that he's the first man on the scene to do the dirty work and earn the chance. Only right that he be the one to take it. Corpus Christi have a mountain to climb. Trying to maybe take the first step in that endeavor. Nacho Abi out. That's a dangerous ball back to the goalkeeper. Castro maybe hearing some footsteps. Got taken to ground, but no call coming. Pretty frantic game we're watching, partner. Ngubu.
Again, left side of your screen, so much space for forward Madison just to pop into that little pocket. If you are Carmichael, understanding you stay high, you pin back the center backs and pop in on the half pocket, you're going to find so much success. Corpus Christi all over the place within their defensive structure again.
And the void is Ngubu, served in for Noor. Talbot able to tame. And what you're talking about right now is the space between the midfield and the defensive line, yes?
100%. So if you are one of the two center backs, you need to either step higher and be a little bit more aggressive within your positioning, or you need to drop and communicate to Dietrich, Langlois, or Andrew Booth to just sit at home, because right now that area of the field is causing all sorts of issues for Corpus Christi, not having the ability just to find a presence there. It's been all one-way traffic in favor of forward Madison.
Line-splitting ball in for Andrew Booth, who is summarily dispossessed. Good tackle by Colin McCamey, who switches field and grabs hold of it on the far touchline. Could sense that he was always a little bit uncomfortable over there as he scurries back to his natural habitat out here on the near flank. Gets involved in the mix though in midfield though. There's a rotational aspect of several of the players for forward Madison as you get a chance to see Derek Gebhardt circling in at fullback. McCamey remaining upfield. Swept in. This is Jackson Castro ushering wide Ngubu. The overlap provided by Gebhardt and stepped away by Shannon Gomez for a corner kick to come. Head spinning for Corpus Christi as they have imminent danger to deal with.
Initially tend to agree with Shannon Gomez here. It seemed like the last touch does come off of Gebhardt, but yet another opportunity for forward Madison.
Canopy Wealth Management, presenting sponsor of this corner, is donating $50 to forward Madison FC's mini pitch fundraising project. Each corner kick, a chance to add to that tally. Luckily for James Talbot and co. Tally will not rise in the goal scoring department for forward Madison.
Good ball to this back post area, and again, this time it's Shannon using his chest, trying to push it towards that far post. Not even a courtesy jump from Shannon Gomez to throw off his individual marker. Easy save in the end from Talbot. Corpus Christi struggling all facets of this game.
Over the head of Manor. Gomez able to claim the second ball. Finally at the feet of Blake Bowen. He is their magic man, the one that makes it happen. Into the box, Cerritos! Stabbed high, narrowly so.
Really well done from Bowen to go 1v1, to take that touch to explode. But notice the movement from Cerritos just to pop off this back line of forward Madison. First touch isn't the best. Notice how it pops up on him. And it's really difficult to get this off the half volley and really test this goal forward Madison. The best action that we've seen from the visiting side all comes through Bowen.
That is what Blake Bowen can do. Him and Zayed proclaimed in the week he's the guy that, as this group starts to come together, players feel comfortable with just giving him the ball, allowing something to happen. That's an example, and he can change the game that quickly.
His decision making as well, phenomenal. Ability to get to the end line, pick out one of his teammates.
Dangerous ball. Speculating on it was Anor. Talbot arrives on the scene to put out the fire. Rainbowing in over the top. And Gubu watching on. He loses his footing, Falcao. It's the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DNA. Nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Go to uslchampionship.com. Complete USL TV listings. Madison just dancing around the pressure applied by the circling Sharks of Corpus Christi. Manjoma was left in plenty of unrestricted space, but it carries out over his head.
As forward Madison continues to possess out of the back, it actually baits out Corpus Christi, and that allows that area of the field right in front of that back line to get bigger and bigger.
Looping down into the corner, bouncing off Manjoma was Bowen. It looks like it will be a throw-in by some measure to Corpus Christi. Oh no, okay, the referee's seen it. Fair Insurance, a proud sponsor of Forward Madison FC, is based in Madison. It's provided protection and peace of mind. Businesses and individuals throughout the state of Wisconsin since 1928. It's a long time. By my count, it's nearly 100 years.
Good math.
Yeah, I do this. Of course, Free Stevens Field, similar lineage in these parts of the country. Again, the kits today celebrating the history of this made famous home ground of the Mingos. Searching ball in behind for Alexis Cerritos. That is not a sight that Forward Madison want to see already thin at center back. Looks like first-year Flamingo Shannon is down and ailing.
Really aggressive off-the-ball running from Cerritos, as he does drop his left shoulder through the side of Shannon. Awkward from the center back. See, he is favoring that right ankle area.
Looks like it'll be the first caution of the night, but it will be to Jalen Shannon, assumably. And this is an assumption, but for simulation, you'd have to imagine there was no flagrant contact in the foul itself. Of course, it also could have been for dissent. That's possible as well. And given there is no foul to be dealt with, it's either going to have to be dissent or a simulation call there. Lodi Asaka Black once more is our center official today. And it's a long throw into the area. Clicking into gear to deal with it is Anor. He did score our first goal of the day. Corpus Christi trying to dig into that advantage. Falling out to the top of the area, having a whack. And it's come harmlessly to JT Harms.
Good positioning from Abiel here. Top of the 18-yard box. Notice the first touch. Sets him up for success, allowing him just to strike it and step into it. Doesn't hit it as cleanly as he would like. There is a little bit of maybe players in front of arms, but an easy save in the end for the forward Madison goalkeeper.
And all of a sudden here, 32 minutes in, just at least a tinge of conviction from Corpus Christi down a pair of goals.
The mentality is a little bit quicker, closing down space, doing it together. Notice how much more compact they are over the last couple minutes here, keeping this game in their final third.
No Ayman Zayed-led team is going to go down without swinging. Ever since that running behind by Blake Bowen opened up the first real half chance of the game for Corpus Christi. Just feels like there might be a tinge of a spark starting to leak through, and to that point, it's Shannon Gomez. Bit of a blind ball in, first time from Abial. Forward Madison certainly starting to sink into their own half a little bit more as well. Down by Abial. Never had both feet underneath him though, and Colin McCamey took advantage of that fact. Goal kick to come. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for Select product specials and more. Ricky, you know what I'm going to ask Select? It's the
player's choice.
There it is. I mean, listen, it's my choice as well, but I've got a player sitting next to me, so I might as well ask. And it's a ball that is belonging in greater degree to Corpus Christi over the last 5 or 10 minutes. A little bit of swagger there from Roscoe. Navigating through the teeth of that press are Corpus Christi, and right on cue out of play.
That's back-to-back action for a Dietrich that just makes the wrong decision. Just trying to lift this ball into this back line of forward Madison, but when they're sitting deep, there's just no space. You have to continue to play through them and bait them out. Then you can play a little bit more direct, especially when a team is struggling to find rhythm, especially when they're trying to claw themselves back into this game. Need to keep the game simple.
Into a dangerous area and down the line. Cutback coming for Cerritos. Never gets more than a sniff. As you just assess what we've seen so far, and Ford Madison maybe popping the surprise with the shape, do you feel like that maybe influenced the first 20 minutes as Corpus Christi were caught flat-footed?
100%. But you just look at the goals that Corpus Christi has conceded. It's not like Fort Madison has played through them. They're just gifted. First of all, the defending of the corner kick really sloppy, unable to close down space, and then the amount of space and time that Gebhardt has to pick up this ball, get it on the half turn, face the attacking goal at any level in world football. They're going to make you pay if you give a player that much time. Good pocket of space here from Booth.
Prying forward again, Andrew Booth. He's got plenty of players for company. Goes it alone though. Off the block, it's come down to Bowen. He has it confiscated by Eddie Munjoma. Important tackle. And off the collision, it will take a backspinning skip in the box. So there for Bowen. There was a Corpus Christi player down, but no imperative by either side to stop the play. And a slashing tackle that may be fortunate to get away without a yellow card brandished. And Gubu was the one who felt the mark left on him.
Nice feet from Ngubu here. Tandale comes in and just catches the foot, no play on the ball whatsoever. Really lucky not to see a yellow, the left back for Corpus Christi.
Tandale, the Argentine, spent a brief stint last year at the back end with FC Naples. Had an assist last game against One Knox. Yet to see him included much on the attacking end so far today, though. Honor. He got this thing going. Gebhardt got the second. Stephen Honor crafting a ball wide. Carmichael back in for Honor. Just behind it, Ngubu picking up the pieces. And strutting into the box. Eddie Munjoma now. Off the 1-2, Munjoma. He had the right idea. Just too many defenders in his way. Ford Madison maybe starting to circle a little bit and hunt for that knockout blow ahead of halftime. They've managed the game in terms of the sequence of play quite well. Pulling all the right levers so far, Matt Glazer.
Good ball.
Beautiful stuff for Castro. Creeping towards the top of the box, but not done away with. And pops over frame. Romashin, in fact, he did shim it. And it's out for a goal kick.
It's a difficult technique once this ball does pop out. Have to swipe down on the ball from Romashin here. Gets underneath it, doesn't hit it as cleanly as he would like. But again, fantastic position from the midfielder, telling you how aggressive forward Madison is within there. Trying to repress here.
Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. And all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. If you get a ticket in this venue, you can sit next to a cow. Literally, there's a cow.
Over the course of the years, they've had some phenomenal names for the cow as well.
You got examples? I'll let you think.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know one was something about Rose LaBelle or something
Rose
along
LaBelle?
yeah, that was one. Rose Cowbell.
There you go.
There you go. A little help from our producer, Joshua.
Good looks, Josh. On the run are the Mingos, flying in formation, Anor. All the way across the box, Randy Manjoma. Everything but the final whack.
Lionella Bessie was one as well.
You went to your laptop and started clicking away, and I knew you were looking up cow names.
Those are phenomenal names.
Raheem Sterling. That's not on the list. I came up with that on the fly. Professional word sayer. Derek Gebhardt. He's a professional footballer, and he's lost the ball.
Got caught by the turf monster there, Gebhardt.
McCamey. Don't let the beard fool you with Colin McCamey, only 23 years old. First year in the USL League One, having played last year with NYCFC 2. That's a theme in and around this squad as we will see our second caution of the game.
You are a center back. You cannot get that tight to your individual marker because you take one lock touch around the corner, you're caught. Oscar knows he's beat. Notice a handful of the jersey right there, deserving of a yellow card, denying transitional moment. An opportunity again for forward Madison to put pressure on Corpus Christi in this back line.
Again, that guy's 23 years old. I know for a fact you could not grow a beard like that at 23.
I cannot, no. It's impressive. And he's got the man bun to go with it as well.
Studied in the school of Alexi. He is trusted over this free kick, a responsibility that he had in MLS Next Pro to some degree. Joined by Jackson Castro, who in his own right was on a rival side, Vancouver Whitecaps SC2 last year. Very young team, one of the youngest in the division for Matt Glazer, starting to find their fangs in this first half. And again, heading into today, and that has remained true because of the corner kick goal earlier. Fort Madison are the only team in the league that has scored more goals from dead balls than they have from live play. Two-man wall and the sun in the face of James Talbot. Short. It's Gebhardt. Well, he scored from similar distance earlier. Yeah, that one's not going to get it done.
When the ball's coming towards you as an attacking player, it's all about your balance and all about your shoulders. Notice where his shoulders are when he approaches this ball. He's leaning back for Gebhardt. You're always taught to keep your head over the ball, allowing you to strike directly through it. Because when this ball's coming towards you, you do not need to generate power. You just need to continue to and let momentum do its thing and get clean contact. Gainbridge tries to rip this ball too hard. It goes up and over the crossbar.
Just looked like he looked up at the last second to maybe steal one last glance at the goal, and that's where everything went wrong for him. Nonetheless, there's still plenty of opportunity to render a chance for that third goal, or maybe a goal to get the game back in touching distance for Corpus Christi. 2 minutes left in the half, and we'll see what's allotted for stoppage time. Peter Bernardi is the one working the board. Fermin Sanchez and Del Rosario Cantora on the linos today. Into the box, Cerritos. That is a heroic block, but it's still not gone. Now it is. Andrew Booth watched the final action, and it will be a goal kick.
Phenomenal run from Cerritos off the blind side, coming across the two center backs right forward Madison. But the ability to leave your feet at the right time from Shannon, phenomenal. As a center back, you always run the risk inside your defending 18-yard box to slide, but you need to get it right, does just that, and as this ball comes back across, notice again the shoulders of Booth. Not facing towards the goal, balance all off, puts it up and over the crossbar.
Beg your pardon, that was actually Blake Bowen who had crept into the dangerous area. The initial phase of that attack. And that is one of the actions you get with Alexis Cerritos, who is one of the only true false nines in the league. He can vacate that space and allow a winger to maybe pinch in a little bit. On the other end, though, it's forward Madison making noise. Romashin and wide. Carmichael, who was creamed but straight at James Talbot.
The ability to strike the ball with both feet on display for Carmichael through that first 44 minutes. Right foot, left foot, tattoos this ball straight at Talbot, but he's been really active for forward Madison, the number 9 has.
Despite missing all these games, has remained inside the upper echelons in terms of total saves for the season in USL League One. Getting a display of exactly why. Bowen with free range had come over to this near side, but had done so illegally. Offside is the call. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. That's on Tuesday nights, plus your live matches, USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Mike, Devin, I make my plea. Ayman Zayed, please. That is a conversationalist if I've ever heard one. Irish accent helps a little bit as well. Into stoppage time we go, as a fourth official has indicated. Now will be 2 minutes, and is presented by Just Coffee stoppage time. They didn't need a jolt, anything extra today forward Madison. They started fast, they're looking to finish that way, and just about, or not, it is a corner kick.
Again, love what I've seen from Manjoma at its right wing back position, the ability to drive at this back line with pace, make them make a decision, and continue to apply pressure. We've seen some quality service within the set pieces as well for forward Madison. Getting a third here. Put this game to bed earlier rather than later for Matt Glazer and company.
McCamey over the ball. It's a Canopy Wealth Management corner kick. Strut Domingo leading the crowd as the ball comes in at the near post. Scrapped away. Trying to smuggle it out. Our Corpus Christi, they don't make it very far, but that's because a foul is called. That is to the man booked already. Helen Shannon will trot off and avoid any further incident. This is Bowen. Ndale and Bowen on the 1-2. Coming all the way to cross to cover that up is Colin McCamey. He has been marvelous in this first half, Ricky.
The whole back line for forward Madison. The rotation is one gets caught out of position, providing coverage, the timing, keeping the game in front of them. Really strong performance defensively for the home side.
And it comes to a close. An early 1-2 from the Mingos. Lands flush on the face of Corpus Christi FC. And the home side have everything to be happy about at the intermission.
Happy are the two managers, Matt Glazer, no question whatsoever. In the attacking third, you were ruthless. Your box defending was fantastic. And for him and Zayed, it's all about personality and structure in the first 10 to 15 minutes of this second half. Keep this game compact defensively, and then you allow yourself to fight back.
Roadside have much to do, as there will be plenty more to come here at halftime. Didn't do a really good job of the move there, but for Madison, with the way they're performing, I don't think anybody will mind. 2-0 at the break. Halftime coverage coming up.
Home of Just Coffee, a worker cooperative roasting fresh, quality, 100% fair trade coffee for over 20 years. We work with farmers from grower co-ops all over the world to support their communities as well as ours. Experience the fair trade difference yourself. Just Coffee. We do justice from the grounds up.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget. And 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
Kick your excitement into high gear with the Nissan Kicks. Zimbrick Nissan. Find more kicks to choose from. Zimbrick Nissan. From people who know kicks inside and out. Zimbrick Nissan at the best kicks price. Zimbrick Nissan. Save more and shop more selection at Zimbrick Nissan, Madison's favorite Nissan dealer. Get it kicked with Nissan Safety Shield 360 and intelligent all-wheel drive. At Zimbrick Eastside up High Crossing. Best of Madison and People's Choice winner 2024.
Here at the half, the Just Coffee Co-op halftime report, as it is the home side that has everybody with wide smiles here in Wisconsin. Forward Madison 2, Corpus Christi 0, as Corpus Christi try and get their first ever win in this division. That's not been a problem for two of the old forefathers of the league, as they played on a surface, we can say that. In Chattanooga, Tennessee, it would be the Red Wolves that took this one by a resounding fashion over the Richmond Kickers, 5-0, and this is how it would start off. It would be Ro Papamensa netting that one, and no looking back from there.
Yeah, ball falls kindly, or stops kindly, I should say, to Bentley here. Really well done to fend off a challenge, and the composure from about 12 yards out to slot this ball back, and Hernandez gets the third here for Chattanooga Red Wolves. They actually scored 5 goals within this match, pick up all the 3 points at home against a Richmond Kicker side. Fantastic result.
As we head up to the state of New York, Union Omaha have been the one leading the way this year in League One. New York Cosmos finding themselves on the back foot early. Another one of these expansion clubs. Sharp yellow strip for them in this game. Not easy to miss at the back post. So much vibrance there in front of goal, and Rashid Nuhu unable to stop it at the doorstep. It would be 1-1 at that point, but would be the Owls that would laugh last. Kempis Tequila makes his mark.
Fantastic strike from Tequila in that top corner to give Union Omaha a fantastic win on the road.
Another matchup of the expansion sides. AC Boise hosting in that boisterous home ground Sarasota, and this was a big result for Sarasota Paradise.
First win on the road for Sarasota Paradise. So Dwyer, the first touch, the ability to rope this ball to that top corner, and then I love this second goal from McLaughlin. That striker's movement to get near side of that near post. Delicate little touch and a massive 3 points for the South Florida side at AC Boise.
Proof positive. Anybody can beat anybody in this United Soccer League League One division. We will see if that might be the case. Corpus Christi trying to put the cat amongst the pigeons when we return. More halftime coverage coming up here from Madison.
Sometimes the waves are calling your name. Other times you think the waves are calling your name, but actually it's the kids.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
Jansen Wilson with a heat-seeking missile!
Now from distance, shot once more, and score!
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Now and then, you need to stop and smell the roses. Or the leaves, rocks, trees, sticks, and that one tree again.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Halftime is presented by Just Coffee Cooperative, and it is a half that has decisively seen Forward Madison the home side. Out in front, 2-0 is our score here as we take a look at what is to come for Forward Madison, the upcoming schedule. This is brought to you by Dairyland Insurance, and we just told you it is a homestand to come for Forward Madison, but back-to-back games on the road coming up. It will be a tough test, Ricky, as they see Greenville triumph the opening of GE Vernova Park there in South Carolina that night.
Opportunity to play spoiler against a really important side at Greenville Triumph when they do open their new home. Then you go to Indy 11 and USL Cup, and then you welcome UC Boise, another expansion side that has had a lot of success in their first year.
As we look at what is to come for Corpus Christi, again seeking that first victory. We'll get another chance at home against Portland Hearts of Pine in the league. That is on June 3rd.
Really difficult stretch here for Corpus Christi, but when you play at home, an opportunity to try to pick up points. Playing against Portland Hearts of Pine, who have been phenomenal. Richmond Kickers have really struggled. They're sitting 12th in the tables as well. And then you go to Birmingham Legion, a USL Championship side in the USL Cup.
Next 3 league matches will be at home, thankfully, instead of Texas for Corpus Christi. As for what's going on the route, the battle of the Ville for Ville supremacy. One knocks, 1-0 out in front of Greenville Triumph there. That game going on contemporaneously in the 69th minute. As we look forward to what is to come at the weekend, a rematch of a game you called in the postseason, Ricky. Portland Hearts of Pine and Spokane Velocity. That's a tasty one.
That's going to be a really interesting one for Lee Viedman going into Portland, Maine. You're looking at Richmond Kickers. They will host. AC Boise have lost their last 2 games. Chattanooga Red Wolves, we saw them have success midweek against against the Richmond Kickers. They welcome Charlotte Independence. And one thing that we know for certain, Payne, when you're talking about USL League One, the parity is just so prevalent here this year, especially in 2026.
Out-of-town scores are brought to you by DCRA. Plenty to whet the appetite coming up. AV Alta, Fort Wayne, that'll be a good one as well. And then Union Omaha will face FC Naples, looking for a little bit of revenge after Naples ended their season in the state of Florida a year ago. It is never a disappointing fixture list the way things are shaping up. In the USL League One, the second half of our tie comes to you when we return here in the state of Wisconsin for Madison 2. Corpus Christi FC with plenty to do. They've scored no goals. They need to catch up in this one. We'll see if they can do it when we return.
The first half is in the books in USL League One. We hope you're enjoying the match so far. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with the headlines from the week. One expansion club stunned another in Week 12. Fort Wayne handed AC Boise its first home defeat after Boise began the season with a very impressive 5-game unbeaten run at home in all competitions. Boise's streak is the 5th longest to begin an inaugural season in League One history. Don't look now, but 2 red-hot clubs have jumped above the playoff line and hope to climb even higher. Charlotte Independence defeated Forward Madison 3-1 to run its unbeaten streak to 4 matches, moving into 6th place in the League One table. And sitting 1 point behind them is AV Alta, who also has a 4-game unbeaten run, capped by a 4-0 victory against the New York Cosmos. AV Alta moves into the 8th spot in the League One table. Congratulations to Spokane Velocity goalkeeper Sean Lewis for collecting his 200th career save, a USL League One record. His regular season totals in League One include 72 appearances, 26 shutouts, and a save percentage above 75. League One and the USL Championship have loaded the month of June with national spotlight broadcasts. CBS Sports Network will feature the Tampa Bay Rowdies and Charleston Battery, and Las Vegas Lights against Orange County. ESPN2 will feature Forward Madison against Fort Wayne. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back out to your match.
Welcome to Madison, Wisconsin, home of Just Coffee, a worker cooperative roasting fresh, quality, 100% fair trade coffee for over 20 years. We work with farmers from grower co-ops all over the world to support their communities as well as ours. Experience the fair trade difference yourself. Just Coffee. We do justice from the grounds up.
TrueStage aspires to be the most trusted insurance and financial services provider. For more than 90 years, our work has been guided by the philosophy of people helping people. Today, we help protect more than 39 million customers through every stage of their financial lives. Our suite of protection solutions is designed to grow over the long term, and we're continually evolving to serve our partners and their customers better. Together, we can create more access, more stability, and more confidence. Learn more at TrueStage.com.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget and 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
Welcome to Madison, Wisconsin, home of Just Coffee, a worker cooperative roasting fresh, quality, 100% fair trade coffee for over 20 years. We work with farmers from grower co-ops all over the world to support their communities as well as ours. Experience the fair trade difference yourself. Just Coffee. We do justice from the grounds up.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. There's that cow. I'm sure they are quite pleased with what they've seen so far. It's 2-0 for Madison out in front of Corpus Christi FC as we take a peek at just exactly how we arrived at this place. Halftime highlights are presented by Just Coffee Cooperative, and it would be an early start. Inside the first 10 minutes, a corner kick. Stephen Honor will steer it home.
The lack of defending here for Corpus Christi really frustrating for Eamon's eye, but Honor says thank you very much. But the composure, really well done to let this ball drop, especially with the amount of traffic in front of him. First touch set him up, and then just roops this into the top corner. But just look at the amount of space here. Left side of your screen as this ball continues to progress for Gebhardt to read the second ball. A little bit of hesitation. 1, 2, 3 touches, and then someone closes down the space. It's really well done in terms of the strike to tuck it low and hard to that bottom corner, but the shape, of course, the Corpus Christi all over the place, leaving Talbot, the goalkeeper, really exposed as Gebhardt doubles the lead for forward Madison.
Just too good a player to allow that much time. Even had a chance to think about it before he picked up the ball and did what he did. Halftime stats are brought to you by Rhyme, and with 5 shots on target, 10 total for forward Madison. It's only fitting that they had the advantage at the break. Deserving
winners of that first half forward Madison. If you are Ayman Zayed, you need a little bit better in terms of your attitude, your personality, and your shape. That will give you a little bit more of a structure and a foundation to keep the game more compact, to keep it in front of you, and then you allow your attacking players to be more aggressive and to be those game changers that they are.
And it looks like a triple change is being set up by Ayman Zayed out of the break. Jake Keegan, former Madison man in his own right, one of the all-time leading scorers in the league, coming on. Set to enter now, as well as Enoch Kwakwa. And it looked like Boo Boo Medina as well for Corpus Christi. Substitutions are brought to you by Festival Foods, and no surprise that Ayman Zayed was less than content with the degree of vim, vigor, and overall focus from these Sharks in the first 45. It did seem like forward Madison may have tactically outflanked Corpus Christi the first half of the first half. They came up to the boil, started to show more of an interest as we ran down the final stretch. See if that maybe carries into the second half. The game is far from out of reach. Alexis Cerritos, Jackson Dietrich, and Andrew Booth, the ones coming off to make way for those 3 changes. What kind of message does that transmit to a team?
Just simply wasn't good enough for Corpus Christi. You look at the 2 players, 2 out of the 3 players that were brought off played centrally. Dietrich and Andrew Booth had a really difficult time just impacting the game in a positive manner. So now if you are Medina, Kwakwa, and Keegan, first priority is going to be your work rate, to impose your identity on this forward Madison side. Allow the space to be a little bit tighter, more compact. Play yourself within this game the first 5 minutes to settle in, then you can go out and attack it.
Boo Boo Medina did miss out on the last game, not in the 18, but had started the 6 prior matches. 2 goals for him on the year. 23-year-old from Las Vegas, and that's the player that Ayman Zayed rolls the dice on. There's a good look at Matt Glazer. Just trying to work out exactly what kind of group he's got so far this year and how to best use those players, set them up brilliantly in the first half. Down by Bowen. Talking to John Morrissey this week, and he mentioned to me that he's a big fan of Boo Boo Medina, one of the best journalists covering this division. Feels like he's a player that could really pop throughout the later stages this year. Ayman Zayed, of course, has been one of the great talent developers in USL League One. You think of the likes of an Arthur Rogers, who made the step up from the division to the USL Championship, is now with Miami FC, had a great year last year before the injury with FC Tulsa. Trevor Ammon, another one. Those 2 players will actually be playing each other tomorrow, Pittsburgh and Miami. Down to the top of the box, Keegan cutting away. As he shapes for the cross, it will be a corner kick.
3 minutes in, you just see the positive impact of Keegan and Kwakwa, the ability to win second duels, and just the intensity a lot higher for this Corpus Christi side since coming out of the locker room. We give credit to Ayman Zayed, pressing all the right buttons and winning a dangerous set piece here.
The whoops echoing down, providing plenty of ambiance in the flock ends. It will now be forward Madison fighting the sun in these early summer months. Chance to charge up the long throw. You can see the lineup trying to fight through the glare. Knock on, not there. And cued out by Jackson Castro. Carmichael can't quite twist away, and it will be a throw-in. Another standout performance in the Madison side. Ryan Carmichael through the first 45 minutes.
There's always an outlet as we take a look at Ayman Zayed.
One of the winningest coaches, top 5 all time in win percentage. And you look at his contemporaries, 2 of the names above him on that list, Dom Casciato, lighting up the USL Championship. Eric Quill in MLS, doing a really good job with FC Dallas. It does feel like Ayman Zayed is one of the better kept secrets in USL League One, as possession will lie with Corpus Christi. Of course, Ayman Zayed getting plenty of the band back together from his Northern Colorado Hailstorm team of old. One of those players is Jake Keegan, who heads into the box here. It's Blake Bowen as well as Thomas Rittenthaler. In need of ingenuity. In by Bowen. Shaken free. Rittenthaler trying to re-enter.
Good step.
Bowen with instincts, but with more influence, in fact, is Derek Gebhardt. Out and in behind. Ngubu squaring. Gomez just getting a bite. The last possible moment.
Flawless positioning there from Shannon Gomez. Understanding as you are retreating, you have to have the ability to cut down the angle because there's only one option for Ngubu to pull this ball across. Really well done from the outside, the weak side, outside back.
Here's Kevin Carmichael. In behind for Stephen Honor, but he's called for offside.
Within that last action, you just see how much more together Corpus Christi is within their defensive set. If they are going to step up a little bit higher, they do it together. Understanding that if you can catch out the 2 forward Madison attacking players.
That was adventurous from JT Harms. Again, with the sun as an enemy here in this half, any kind of sweeping action will be at risk of a fiasco for the goalkeeper. Look at that, McCamey's won a throw. Now, Ricky, I don't believe you played in MLS Next Pro at all, correct?
I did not, no.
But you did play in the academy setups and in those teams that were in the USL division system. What is maybe the difference in the level when playing with a full-fledged USL League team versus an MLS developmental academy? Because a lot of the players in this Madison team are making that transition this year.
Well, number one, a lot of times when you get into the MLS umbrella, specifically in the lower levels, you're looking more towards of development, right? Players or clubs are looking for players that are going to help the first team. When you're talking about a USL ecosystem, it's more about results. Right? Understanding that it is a result-driven business. Players that are playing for playing paycheck to paycheck, understanding that their security, their job security.
Squared and Ngubu. And clattered tall by Ryan Carmichael continue.
But just notice how long Roscoe takes to come across the center back. As Ngubu doing a good job at eluding his individual defender. You need to be there as a center back. You are continuing to drop off 5, 6, 7 yards. Ngubu's already in the attacking 18-yard box. That is when you need to step higher and be a little bit more aggressive and take some leadership and accountability if you are a center back there.
Spaces are just too big right now for Corpus Christi.
As center backs, you need to be proactive versus reactive, and there you need to close down the space, stay connected with your outside back. But as Ngubu gets And around that 18-yard box, he continues to retreat and sacrifice space.
Peeling run that's covered by McCamey again, who fancies himself to turn away. Has not put a foot wrong today.
It's a lot more connected again. Corpus Christi, so give credit to Eamon Zayed. Whatever he said at halftime really struck a chord with this side, playing completely different 9 minutes in to the second half here.
Dale goes down. Swooped in. And if there is an easy route back in, if there is such a thing, it likely is from a dead ball for Corpus Christi, and they've won themselves a second successive one. It will be a corner kick. Corpus Christi, they need a lifeline. Maybe Thomas Rittendale can present one to them. Swung in dangerously, but up to it is Jalen Shannon. Looks like Enoch Kwakwa might have a runway to that. Shannon Gomez. Rittendale golfing in. It's another stout header away. That time by Kevin Carmichael. And speeding away, it was a Nor. Kwakwa will reach it. Another one of those former Northern Colorado players, and Nor has committed the infraction. This message is brought to you by TrueStage. TrueStage offers insurance and financial services built to support life's many stages. Whether protecting today, planning for tomorrow, or preparing for what's ahead, TrueStage helps people move forward with confidence. Learn more about insurance and financial solutions designed for real life at TrueStage.com. Rittendale picks his pass. Keegan, the flag is down. Flashed away by McCamey, and now it rises on the far side.
He's made a positive impact, Jake Keegan has, just with his work rate and his movement, leading the line. A little bit off in terms of the timing. Rittendale needs to be quicker with his decision making. As you have a little bit of hesitation, Jake Keegan overcommits his run, but he's leading this line by example. Jake Keegan is in terms of his intensity and attitude.
eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Just on the Keegan point, because it is interesting, the instant impact he's been able to conjure so far. Talking about a player who's scored 32 career USL League One goals. And that stint last couple of years with Eamon Zayed, then with Portland Hearts of Pine. Was with Northern Colorado before making that trip over to the state of Maine, and now entering in this Corpus Christi team with his leadership into their first year. Not had a single shot on target to this point in the year, but still making his impact felt. And Bowen has lost the plot. Foul is the word. Castro, who got trundled through. Couple substitutes being ready by Matt Glazer and for Madison. Looks like Genny Kanyane and Josh Bulma being put through those final preparations. They'll have to watch on for now. McCamey. Romish in. The shot's away. It's off the bar. Ngubu. And the goal was begging.
Been really active in Gubu, but notice this touch gets away from him a little bit, almost takes a second touch accidentally. And that makes him lunge into it, get underneath it, and kiss off the crossbar. But if he has a cleaner first touch, that is likely the third for forward Madison. Good action again for the striker.
The Sharks have been mighty fortunate. That won't count as a shot on target technically, but we're pressing up towards 6 or 7 at this stage. As Steven Honor just having a laugh. See if he is one of those players recalled. And the substitutes are made for forward Madison. He scored the first goal of the game, added his 4th on the year, his first here at home at Breese Stevens Field. And it will be the occasion for the substitutes. Cage Romashin will make way. It looks like a double swap in the center of the park. As the goal scorer, Derek Gebhardt, will take his armband off, and it was his goal that added the second for forward Madison.
Recognition of space, the ability to pick up this second ball, and really well done in terms of the aggressiveness and placement of that strike from Gebhardt. Experience, execution, and a job well done for Gebhardt.
That is 29 for him, and he will be swapped out for a wingback by trade. Kenny Kanyane coming in, so likely an early indicator or omen that it's a shift to a back three. McCamey going from left back to center back. Or quite frankly, he might be a little bit more comfortable despite what this game might suggest. Corpus Christi creeping into the final third, and just that imminent reminder that at 2-0, it is the cliche, it's true. It is the most dangerous lead in all of sports, and it can change that quickly. He takes one bounce to the ball. Gubu away. Almost first action of the match is a faulty clearance. And despite a chase from Patrick Langlois, it will be an easy catch for JT Harms, who hammers it to the opposite end and tests the speed of Honor, who gets around the keeper and can't dance it through. It was so much grace, and then it came unhinged at the end, but it's still on. Castro cut down to the top of the box, no foul. You are dumbfounded that it's still 2-0.
And there's all the hard work. Fantastic recognition from Harms, but notice the will to beat Shannon Gomez and the soft feet here. Just simply pass it in. Unable to set his feet and get a clean look on it, but that is phenomenal work rate. It's really uncharacteristic like from Honor. You can see he knows he makes a mistake right when he makes contact with the ball. Not clean enough whatsoever. And again, Corpus Christi have a lifeline to keep this thing 2-0 only.
It's almost like the touch was too good. He thought it was going to carry further away from him and he'd have more runway to strike it. It's another chance left begging, and this will be an offside on Jake Keegan. I cannot believe it's still 2-0. The amount of chances forward Madison have had.
It mattered in the last 5 minutes. One kisses off the crossbar. Honor unable to capitalize on an open net. But give credit to Shannon Gomez to stay with the play, because very easily he could have just shrugged his shoulders and said it's 3-0, but continued to drop off after Talbot's beat.
There is the spread in terms of the shots, 13 of them now for forward Madison. And they are hungry for more. Kanyane. Darted in by Cruz. Or I should say Jackson Castro, excuse me. Eddie Munjoma and Castro on the twist. A bit of a pop tire there.
Good work again from Jake Egan.
Picking the pocket. Jake Keegan, time to examine things. Picks out the wide man. Kwakwa. Lands with a thud at the feet. Ndale. Trying to complete the triangle to Sam Roscoe, who had ventured up into the attack from center back. He's out of position. Coming over to cover is Jack Keeney. USL Championship and League One on the CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches as well as expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. Hey, that's where we're at. And ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com and USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Again, happy to have you with us here on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. Forward Madison, Corpus Christi FC of USL League One engaged, and forward Madison with the advantage. On the front foot, into the box, a toppling and no call. There is no VAR at this level, so that is the final ruling. And some feistiness at the back end of things. Blake Bowen in the tangle, and it's Corpus Christi's imperative to go quickly.
Tell you what, I think Castro is really lucky not to see a yellow there as well. As his transitional moment is in favor of Corpus Christi. Denial pulls down Bowen. Again, off to the races for Madison. Notice the amount of space running at this back line again.
Space to explore for Ryan Carmichael and co. Kanyane in the sidecar. It's him and his fellow substitute Josh Bulma. Carmichael, this is pretty play. She gusts away and gets cut down. He has been a rampaging train today. Ryan Carmichael, only way to stop him is with the illicit contact.
His ability to go with both feet as well, but do it at a pace really makes him difficult to defend. So comfortable with the ball at his feet, Carmichael. And an opportunity again to get the third for Madison.
Thomas Pundeka will enter the contest at the next available moment of opportunity. The author of the first goal in Corpus Christi history. Against FC Naples all the way back in March, but he's only played 3 minutes in the last 2 league matches. Much more extended run out here to show what he can do. And of course, his impact much more likely to be of actual import if Corpus Christi can remain in their current position, which is not a guarantee. How dangerous forward Madison on these dead ball situations. Here comes, straight into the mix and skidding away somehow. With pace, Bulma will arrive to it, but can't quite keep it on.
That is a phenomenal ball in terms of the location. Hard to tell if it does take a deflection. Because if you are Shannon, you're right there. Really well done from Roscoe, the center back, just to help it on. And should have been for Madison. Excuse me, no, Bulma was one who made the last touch there.
And he could not have known that fact, that it had hit off the center back. They're in the center there. Corralled by McCamey at the touchline. Bulma gets in gear with swagger, sends it down the line. Stepping in, Kanyane was the selected target at the top of the box, never gets there, but Nimanjoma will attach himself. Now Carmichael. This is Ryan Carmichael. Gets himself free, but never gets into shooting shape.
Just no real numbers going forward for Corpus Christi.
No foul call. Importantly so, Jalen Shannon's on a booking. The Sharks starting to look less and less up for the fight. Summer sun starting to wear on them a little bit, maybe. They've been chasing the game the whole way. Does look like Kyle Borkanski is being readied. He's a Corpus Christi native, the first ever to sign with the club. Training in the San Antonio FC Academy since the age of 12. That's a success story for the USL developmental pipeline. See if he might be able to make an impact as Blake Bowen puts himself up amongst it. Darting and dancing and running right into Munjoma. Never had a chance to actually catch up to the ball, and that's why there was no foul. It will be a goal kick.
Down 2-0. No need to try to dance on the ball for Bowen, and you only have two players in around the 18-yard box. Just not enough will, not enough hunger or bite right now for Corpus Christi, trying to call himself back into this game.
So in comes Kyle Borkanski. And he will make his league debut. Does have one prior cameo in the US Open Cup in 2025 for Corpus Christi. That was when this side were in USL League Two. That was the chassis that this whole program was built upon. Happening against Chattanooga FC. So this is the professional debut for Kyle Borkanski. Congratulations to him, and he would love to make it a real Kodak moment in a game that reverses because of his influence. He's the fifth and final change that Ayman Zayed can make here. Does look like on the other side of things, Mark Segbers, as well as the new addition, BB Karamoko, are being put through the paces. Karamoko, very exciting young attacking player coming by way of DC United. Saw him a little bit last year with Loudoun in the USL Championship. Just brought in this week. Eddie Munjoma dusting his marker. And Gubu untouchable, and Carmichael. Infield for Eddie Munjoma, another maybe moment from Madison. That was a beautiful piece of play.
The opportunities now for Maglazes to continue to shut the door here, especially if you want to be a team that's continuing to push up the table. When you have opportunities to kill games, you need to take them. You need to slam this door shut. That's about 4 opportunities in the second half that you could have easily put this game out of reach.
It's been a running trend for Forward Madison. No team has had more draws over the last 3 seasons, 32 of them, than Forward Madison. Starting to see a little bit of the reason why, that lack of final clinical edge.
But again, only one option going forward right now for Corpus Christi. You're down 2-0 on the road, and making life so easy for Forward Madison to defend and just continue to protect their lead.
Bulma, uncontested, just parading the ball around the park. Forward Madison, McCamey. Carmichael stashes it away and slides into the final third. It's Carmichael still, slipped wide. Stephen Anor waiting for reinforcement to arrive. He is unable to find the friendly feet of Kenny Kanyane, but not cleared. Kanyane on it now. Jackson Castro. It's just a rondo. Ryan Carmichael, a little scoop towards the corner. McCamey on the spin. Cross coming in from deep. A hit at it. A second one. Ngubu knocks it in. Forward Madison find full flight. It's finally 3-0. Claudel Ngubu.
Deservingly so for Ngubu, the most active player and threatening player within this second half. As this ball pops out, it's a gift again for the striker. 7 yards out. Able just to pick up his head and simply pass this ball into that bottom corner. Right place, right time. And the third for forward Madison.
He has been all about the park today. And as that action lands mightily on the chops of Corpus Christi, it does finally look like forward Madison have found the separation for which they really and truly thirsted for. Mark Segber is a player that they were really depending on at the start of the year to make a big impact. He's missed most of the season with injury. He will come out to a serenade. What is the settling dust after the goal, but also plenty of appreciative folks to see him back out and involved after his injury. Took him out of action only 45 minutes into the season. Got a brief little cameo against Charlotte. A shot back the other way. Never filtered all the way through off the boot of Pondeka. And Ngubu, just having got a taste for goal, gets in action again. Maybe a little bit too much there.
One touch too many there from Ngubu. You have a really good run off the shoulder. Numerous of teammates, but unable to pick up his head and just slot this ball across. Understanding now, as Corpus Christi now does need to chase this result. A lot of transitional moments can be had for Madison to extend their lead even more.
A dunk and a dart from Bubu Medina. It evades the player. He put it in path 4. There's Pondeka who couldn't reach it. What's been the most impressive part of the performance from forward Madison?
Specifically in the second half, the ability to suffer right for the first 10 to 15 minutes. They weren't able to find any sort of rhythm. It seemed like Corpus Christi was going to find a way back. But as they stay true to their identity, understanding that once that wave did end up crashing, we had the ability to create opportunities. And it's just a matter of if not when they're going to find the ability to find the back of the net. And again, in the driver's seat for Madison.
JT Harms. He's just been able to have a nice little chat with those folks behind him in the flock ends. For Ngubu, that was his first Madison goal. And it comes in a sequence of just overwhelming quality from forward Madison that made the final finish a little bit elementary in the end, but that's been the story of the 2 goals flanking that of Derek Gebhardt. And in fact, should go one step forward for Claudel Ngubu. That is his first professional goal as well. He was a big breakout star at University of Central Florida a year ago. 4 goals and 6 assists, earning this opportunity in the professional ranks in America. Had played professionally in France prior to this. The news only gets worse for Corpus Christi into the final quarter hour of this game, where they have been hit harder than any team in USL League One, surrender the most goals so far this year in the final 15 minutes. It looks like they'll have to wait at least one more match to stop the bleeding and get that first win. Entering this game, it really did feel like 6-pointer is a little bit much to throw around this early in a season, but for both these teams that have struggled to find that top gear, a moment where there could be some inflection in a season. Fort Madison have seized that opportunity, and Corpus Christi look like an expansion club that are still learning the ropes.
An opportunity to pick up 3 points for 2 teams that desperately needed it. Talk about the form coming into this game. Obviously, both teams losing last time out. Or excuse me, Corpus Christi with the draw against Knoxville. So you thought they were going to start to grow a little bit of momentum, but have unable to the ability to pick up 3 points within USL League One on the road. 3 losses, 3 draws. So they've shown they're difficult to play against, while Fort Madison losing 3-1 at Charlotte. First game here at Breese-Stevens Stadium in league play. 3 points were up for grabs for different reasons.
You do see on full display precisely how valuable this venue is, though. Again, Corpus Christi felt like they had found the upbeat. This man has made it less than comfortable all game. Ngubu. Well, he just scored moments ago. That's another great stop by James Talbot. Unfortunately, the heroics of the goalkeeper look like they are more than enough on this particular day as Ngubu comes that close.
And Ngubu is just running circles around these two center backs. Fantastic touch around the corner. He gets caught really tight. Ngubu's just trying to slot it into that near post. That is a really good save from Talbot. Makes himself big because that near post area is open. Big left hand to push it wide and deny Ngubu the brace.
Corner kick on tap. Canopy Wealth Management is donating $50 to Forward Madison SC's mini pitch fund. Project trying to make the most of the youth development in this part of the country as McCamey glides it over goal. $50 again for every home corner kick in the contest. Goals are by Stephen Anor, then Derek Gebhardt in the first half. Both those coming inside the first 22 minutes. Most recently, Claudel Ngubu scoring to put it out of reach, most likely. Kanyane at the end line, the cutback. Clawed away for another corner.
Just a lot of athleticism as well for Forward Madison. The ability to run downhill, to be direct, whether it is from that central location, wide parts of the field. Kanyane's did a really good job at providing the width. Winning a dangerous corner kick again in the 8th minute here.
Once more a Canopy Wealth Management corner kick, and doesn't look like Jackson Castro's too bothered as a yellow card will be shown to somebody in the scrum there. Castro already has 1 assist today. Not sure what the holdup is. This must feel so good for this very young team to put up this kind of performance. Their first league home match of the year. Enoch Kwakwa was the one booked. Ball in. It's a good one. Backing up is Talbot. No contest provided by Forward Madison.
Phenomenal work there from Shannon. Up 3-0. To drop back about 20-25 yards. Pick the pocket of Bowen. Phenomenal work rate in terms of the attitude there from the center back.
Firing forward. Forward Madison, it's BB Karamoko, the new man. Splitting defenders, Karamoko! A strong-handed stop, takes one off the highlight reel. Maybe adds one for James Talbot.
Good action from Karamoko. Slow himself down, allow this center back to continue to drop. And trying to use this thing to his momentum. There's a lot of traffic in front of Talbot. Sees it late, and that is a phenomenal save. Again, he's been really good between the sticks, Talbot has. He does take too long to release this ball, 8 seconds. So it will be a corner kick in favor of Forward Madison.
This is a new rule instituted in the last couple of years to prevent time wasting. James Talbot is letting the center official hear it. That kind of night for Corpus Christi. Corner will belong to Josh Bulma, who goes short and looks for a better angle. Bulma with runway. Roll to the top of the box, McCamey. Kanyane about facing McCamey again, picks up the baton. In the swing for Bulma. Bulma cuts it back. Jalen Shannon And Mark Segbers. Karamoko holding it up well. Just about works it out. Infield, a chopping challenge, and a foul is called. It was such a fluid piece of play. Eddie Manjoma was the man in the midfield at that point. It does look like Mark Segbers is playing in a midfield role, something he's been known to do.
Talk about the athleticism, verticality of forward Madison, but a lot of rotations as well. Players that can play numerous of different positions, give you different looks, the flexibility to shift into a 4-back, a 3-back. So whatever this game does call for, the adaptability has been on display for Matt Glazer and company.
Talking to Ayman Zayed running into this game, asked him if, having observed the game from outside the fishbowl, if you will, last year, being out of the coaching ranks, and looking at forward Madison, a team that was possessing so much left of the ball, if there was maybe a transition in the league towards a more vertical, less ball-oriented approach. And he stopped me straight away. He said, forward Madison are a young team who have not been at home. Don't expect them to cede so much of it in this one. They've had just about 60% of it, and right now Corpus Christi can't get it off them. Manjoma on the 1-2. Eddie Manjoma. The flash bulbs were lighting.
Tries to go for the spectacular Manjoma. But again, now you're starting to see forward Madison get confidence, get in a rhythm, and glimpses of how good they can be specifically when they play here at home. The ball is working centrally to go wide. Players that have the ability to go 1v1 to continue to put pressure in different ways. It's been a phenomenal last 10 to 15 minutes in terms of the display for the home side here.
Good turn there. Bubu Medina hurls it wide at the end line. Pondeka just trying to get some posterity here, but it will be a goal kick. So for such a young team, as one final alteration made by Matt Glazer, will be Kerfala Toure coming on. Unused sub on 5 occasions so far in the league. This will be his League One debut with forward Madison. First-year player from FAU. Has gotten 60 total minutes across the cup competitions, but he'll step into the back line now and just maybe pressing on with the youth in this team. To have a performance like this with a group that's not played together before, many of the players are younger than 25 and experiencing their first real professional action. How much value does a performance like this have just for confidence and to show yourself, hey, we can do this?
Yeah, massively. Obviously, the confidence and momentum in leagues around the world, in USL League One, momentum is a real thing. When a team starts to get hot, when a team starts to grow in confidence and understand there is a proof of concept of what Matt Glazer is continuing to implement here. No team is going to want to come to Bree Stevens, because this performance is really going to give a massive jump in terms of the momentum for forward Madison.
Gets stuck up under BB Karamoko there. And capped with forward Madison. Manjoma.
Good
That's
feet.
silly. Segbers, Manjoma. Yellow card. It's going to be Keeney that goes in the book.
And the two center backs of Corpus Christi have had a really difficult time within their positioning and understanding when to step, when to drop. And he gets caught on an island, has to pull down. Manjoma knows he's beat. Now both center backs in the book for Ayman Zayed.
So worst thing that could happen is one of your veteran center backs for Corpus Christi getting a red card and missing the next match at home against Portland Hearts of Pine. Jackson Castro, an imposing shadow over the ball. Has the angle he would want to play something into a dangerous area. Taking down on this game's final expiration. Forward Madison in firm control the whole way. Corpus Christi had only led for 43 minutes in the league so far this year. They have trailed from wire to wire, and it will get no worse there. James Talbot by a fingernail.
Again, it's a Subtorre coming in towards that far post. But was not for Talbot. It could have very easily been 5-6-0 in favor of forward Madison, making some big-time saves, the goalkeeper is.
That is save number 6 for James Talbot. Chaseable for BB Karamoko. With Swagger stepping into the final third on his debut for forward Madison. Bulma. Easy as you like. Kenny Kanyane with a shove. Got to be careful there. Looks like that was Keeney, who was just booked not 90 seconds ago. McCamey.
Good feed.
Oh, Castro. Jackson Castro. Castro cuts it clear. He has been splendid all game.
Feeling himself forward Madison, the soul roll, fantastic feet. And as the center back gets off of his line, really good action. This will give you a good angle nearly how close it was. Good strike from Castro. His work rate cover every single blade of turf on this grass, or on this field. Been phenomenal.
Setting upon stoppage time. It's winning time, presented by Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. Scan the QR code on your screen to visit forwardmadisonfc.com/winning-time. Your chance to win your favorite Forward Madison FC kit, $100 in reward play, $50 in food and beverage credit redeemable at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. One lucky winner will be chosen on Monday after tonight's match. I think you'd be hard-pressed. There are a lot of good options this year, as there are every year, for Forward Madison not to select this kit debuting tonight with the performance it's yielded. Much more understated strip than what we're used to with the Mingos.
I like it. Looks clean, bold, nice stripe across the chest. The goalkeeper kit, A+.
Brick wall. Pretty straight and to the point. Pretty easy metaphor to parse. And it has been the case, one that Corpus Christi have been unable to find a way around, over, or through. JT Harms trying to protect his clean sheet. Nearly missed that chance. Good ball in. Headed over goal. Free ball in the middle. Manjoma skirts a tackle again. It looked like advantage was about to be on there, but the referee summons it to a stop as for Madison we're forcing forward. I don't know if you can call it an understated performance by Andy Manjoma. Might be lost in the wash of all the star turns in the game. That's a player that's finding form.
And it gives you different looks. We've seen how good he is going forward. Their work rate to drop back defensively, can play in a back three, can play in a back four. Again, the flexibility for forward Madison, something that is extremely underrated here in 2026.
Manjoma All the way back to the goalkeeper. Carmichael and Harms just toying with Keegan. We are at the 93rd minute of 93. We'll still play on for a little bit longer. And there it is. 3 whistles, 3 points, 3 goals. Forward Madison, bang.
Yeah, pure domination for Forward Madison. Matt Glazer needs to be really pleased with his side within both sides of the ball. Box defending phenomenal, winning their individual duels, and when they got in front of goal, they were clinical, they were ruthless, and deserving of all the points for Forward Madison. Fantastic start here at Sea Breezes in 2026.
The Flamingos find form. The man of the match is presented by Bear Insurance. Claudel Ngubu takes a bow. On the day he scores his first goal for Forward Madison. He put the thing out of reach, and he was really marvelous the whole game.
The work rate, the ability to stay high and occupy both center backs, really well done from Ngubu.
As we set to step aside, we must first acknowledge the clean sheet and performance that was put on by the goalkeeper. Of course, JT Harms didn't have to do a whole lot today, but as presented by Johnson Financial Group, he gets acknowledgement for the clean sheet that his team was able to get for him. The other goalkeeper didn't have such an easy ride, but that man, Matt Glazer, will be enjoying his team's performance. All smiles at the flock end. 3-0 is the final toll as Forward Madison firmly take this one from Corpus Christi FC. We pick through the bones. We return.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person, with new vehicles arriving every day. Your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Welcome to Madison, Wisconsin, home of Just Coffee, a worker cooperative roasting fresh, quality, 100% fair trade coffee for over 20 years. We work with farmers from grower co-ops all over the world to support their communities as well as ours. Experience the fair trade difference yourself. Just Coffee. We do justice from the grounds up.
The Flamingos of Forward Madison fireworks on a Friday night here in the state of Wisconsin. The full-time score is brought to you by Rhyme, and it's what's got everybody up and bouncing at Breese Stevens Field. 3-0 over Corpus Christi FC. Full-time highlights, plenty of them to wrap the arms around for Forward Madison with the former pro Ricky Lopez. Aspen, I am Peyton Gallagher, and this would be the play of the match brought to you by Dairyland Insurance. It got things going, Stephen Honor.
I know, doing a really good job at just staying with the play, the first to react, the first touch, and the patience and composure to let this ball drop and just rope this thing into that top corner, really set the tone for Forward Madison.
That lit the touch paper, and on into the 22nd minute, Forward Madison would really extend things and maybe usher in exactly what was to come in terms of an omen. Derek Gebhardt, all the time in the world, and pop.
The ability to win this second ball, to pick up his head, face towards the goal, set himself to perfection, have a cup of coffee as well, and then pop it into this bottom corner. Really well done by an experienced player to double the lead of Forward Madison.
Now, this is going to be the save of the match, brought to you by Johnson Financial Group. Wasn't a lot of work for JT Harms to deal with throughout the course of the game, and as the shot comes there, that will be your save of the match.
Yeah, not a lot going forward for Corpus Christi, so not a lot for Harms to deal with. easy save, and that's exactly what you want if you are Matt Glazer, goalkeeper, really quiet. And just notice the amount of numbers that you get into the attacking 18-yard box for forward Madison. That tells you about the mentality, and that tells you about the want to try to score goals. As this ball pops out, thank you very much. That's the third for the home side.
It would be Ngubu who drove the final nail in on a comprehensive night for forward Madison, in a performance that Matt Glazer will be mighty pleased with. Full-time stats are presented by Rhyme, and anytime, Ricky, you have 20 shots and 10 of them land on target, hard to picture where you're going to lose on that day.
Chance creation, definitely not a problem for forward Madison, especially in that second half. The ability to withstand some of that pressure, stay true to the plan, and continue to be ruthless in that final third. This game is going to give them momentum. It's going to give them confidence to continue to push up the League One table.
Forward Madison on the road on Wednesday to enter in a new chapter in USL League One. GE Vernova Park awaits, but for now they will bask in the glow of their best performance of 2026, 3-0 over Corpus Christi FC here on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. For my partner Ricky Lopez, Aspen, and our entire fantastic cast and crew, folks, I've been Peyton Gallagher. Happy trails, 3-0 forward Madison.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.